Today's episode is an update on what I'm working on in April of 2020. I'll talk about my home recording studio, next steps with my newly produced medical narration demo, marketing, online learning, ongoing training, and more. You're listening to the Pharmacist Voice Podcast, a journey-style podcast about my career change from pharmacist to voice actor. I'm your host, Kim Newlove. My specialties are medical narration and e-learning. To hire me, visit my website, thepharmacistvoice.com. In this podcast, I alternate solo shows and interview shows. The solo shows are about my career change, and the interview shows feature a variety of people who use their voices to advocate, educate, or entertain. Thank you for joining me for episode 12. First up, I want to tell you that I have a home recording studio. It has never been more important to have one, according to the voice actors I know and the ones that I follow on social media. They're right, too. As I record this on April 2nd, 2020, from my home studio, the coronavirus has changed the American definition of workplace. I live in Ohio, and there is a list of essential businesses allowed to conduct business as usual. Everyone else is working from home or not at all. So, how has the coronavirus affected my voiceover business? Well, my availability is similar. On previous episodes of this podcast, I have talked about my voiceover business being a part-time job I can do from home. That's still true. Instead of working while the kids are at school, however, I work before the kids get up and at the end of my husband's workday and on the weekends. The coronavirus caused two unexpected changes in my learning opportunities this spring, though, specifically my improv training and my Toastmasters meetings. My Level 2 Improv Class has been postponed. It was supposed to start this week. I really miss laughing and playing games, but I will get back to it someday. And my Toastmasters club meets via Zoom now instead of in person. It's not a bad alternative if you ask me. Toastmasters is helping me become a better public speaker. It's okay to do it on Zoom for a while. I love it, and the people in my club are great. We meet each Friday morning from 7 to 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It's a lot of fun. Next up, I have some exciting news. I got my medical narration demo back. I think it sounds great, and if you would like to listen to it, you can check it out by visiting my website or my LinkedIn profile. The website is thepharmacistvoice.com. That's the Pharmacist with an S, voice.com, and my LinkedIn profile can be found using the link in the show notes. The demo was produced by David Rosenthal and his team at the Global Voice Acting Academy. What does one do once they have a demo? That's a great question. Other than sharing it on my website and including it on my LinkedIn profile, I still have a lot to learn. I have some ideas, but the right next steps are important, and I'm excited to learn what they are from my coach this month. My sources tell me that direct marketing using LinkedIn is the way to find medical narration and e-learning voiceover work. I'm not a marketing person, I'm a pharmacist. I didn't know what it meant to direct market on LinkedIn at first. I needed help. When I was at a voiceover conference in New York City last September, I heard about an online course called the LinkedIn Edge. It was created by a voice actor who found success direct marketing to potential clients using LinkedIn. So I enrolled. It took me about 8 hours over the course of 1 week to complete the course and update my LinkedIn profile. It was totally worth my time, and I'm looking forward to expanding my network and direct marketing soon. On a related topic, I have had the good fortune of connecting with many voice actors either online through social media or at the Vocation Conference in New York City last September. They are very generous with what they know and have taught me many things. For example, every other Thursday, I meet with a group of voice actors who have become my voiceover accountability buddies. We talk about what we have accomplished in the past 2 weeks, what we're working on now, what's coming up, and what's in our way. Everyone is very helpful, and I feel really lucky to be part of the group. Other than my accountability buddy group, many voice actors have kindly offered to have a conversation with me and share what they know or help me with a small task. In fact, last month, I needed to test my Skype call recorder for a podcast interview, and a voice actor friend came through for me. He even recruited a third caller to help me out. I got the call recorder working fine, but then they generously stayed on the call to talk some shop with me and give me some advice. It was awesome. Tim and Ken, if you're listening, thank you. That was really awesome and I appreciated it. In other news, I continue to train to be an audiobook narrator with Sean Pratt. I love what I'm learning and I have a lesson scheduled for next week. On a different topic, there's a lot of buzz on social media right now about learning new skills while stuck at home as the coronavirus sweeps through the United States. Hey, I love to learn, and I fully support this suggestion. I already learned about LinkedIn, like I said. Next, I'm planning to finish some online courses on how to use my recording software and audio repair software. So that's coming up, and I'm looking forward to it. Other than working when I can, I've been getting out with my husband and kids and walking at parks or around our neighborhood. The weather has been pretty decent here in Ohio. In fact, it was 60 degrees today. It's finally spring. When it's at least 40 degrees out and sunny, being outside feels great. If you're from the Midwest, you might also say that it's finally warm enough to drive with your windows down. In fact, I've seen people doing it already, especially the dog owners. People in Florida and California are probably thinking I'm nuts right now, but I am serious. It's an Ohio thing. To keep busy, I'm also reading Steve Martin's book, Born Standing Up, and I love it. Books written by American comedians are awesome. They're funny, and I always learn something. Just a couple of thoughts before I wrap this episode up. I want to say thank you to all the pharmacists and other healthcare workers who are on the front lines of this coronavirus pandemic. Thank you to everyone who is doing everything they can to help. From the families who are staying at home to the food industry workers keeping the shelves stocked in the stores. Thank you. Also, I am very proud of the innovation I'm seeing in the United States right now. So many great human interest stories are showing up, showing what it means to be an American. We get knocked down, but we get up again, and we try to innovate the heck out of a bad situation. Just some examples: places of worship are streaming worship services. Teachers are teaching from online platforms, using short videos and whatever else they can. And I gotta say, they're making lemonade out of the lemons that sheltering in place has given them. Way to go. I even heard that Ford Motor Company is retooling to make some ventilators using technology with GE Healthcare. That's amazing. Quilting groups are making fabric masks for food industry workers and others. That's amazing too. And my friend Claudine co-founded a Facebook group for individuals with special needs. The group gives activity ideas to families sheltering in place with a family member with special needs. This hits home for me. I have a 17-year-old son with autism. This is a tough time for him and for our whole family. We can't have caregivers in our home right now. He loves us, but he misses them. He misses school and his classmates too. I know we'll get through this, but it's tough, and people are trying their best to make it through. Now, let's wrap this up. April is off to a decent start. Working from home is nothing new. I have a home recording studio, a great medical narration demo, supportive friends and coaches, and I'm learning new skills. I'm a self-starter, I'm very resilient, and I'm excited about what comes next. Thank you for listening to the Pharmacist Voice podcast with me, your host, Kim Newlove. Please visit thepharmacistvoice.com to subscribe and read the show notes. That's thepharmacist with an S, voice.com.